What's up, summoners? King Blair here. Today we're gonna be talking about the new banner hero, Celine. Y'all, I am so hyped for her. She looks amazing, and she's going to be the start of the evasion meta and of the changes that are going to be coming to Epic 7 with Emerald Violet, and you will definitely be seeing her. So today we're gonna be talking about her skills, whether or not you should pull over her artifact, and then at the end I'm going to be doing some more summons on my own to see if I can get her. I already got her artifact once, but we'll talk about that. So if you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord link. Y'all have been doing amazing on the subs, y'all. I am so excited to get to 1,000. We're literally right there, y'all. Thank you so much for all the support and everything that you guys have done. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So first, let's see some of the skills. Why are people saying she's going to change the meta? Why are people so excited for her, scared of her? Just everything. So first, stat-wise, she has some pretty solid stats. So she's on more the tanky side, which works perfectly with how she's going to be built, similar to Violet. So she has the exact same stat line as Violet. Same HP, same attack. So very high attack, very high HP, pretty good speed, and then mediocre defense. Like her defense is not there, y'all. Like the defense is pretty low. And we look at Violet, very similar stat line. So yes, she has a lot of a high health pool, so it's really easy to stack health on her. But at the same time, that also means that she has low defense, so you can do more damage with like single target high damage dealers. Like even Spectre Teambreak can do a lot of damage on her. But you know, very solid. You guys know Violet can be very, very tanky. You guys have fought at this point. I imagine y'all have fought at one very, very tanky Violet, and you guys know tanky Violets are pretty scary, especially when you're missing on them. They're counterattacking, they're healing, they're doing damage, and then the skill 3 can sometimes one-shot a unit. So again, stat line, solid. Her awakening, if you happen to want to pull for all her copies, it's attack. So she's able to get a lot more damage off of that, or just give your team health if you're trying to go for a tank comp with her, which is a very good team comp with her. But yeah, so stat-wise, solid. Now let's look on to skills. And the character animation. So I like Epic 7 because I love the character design. Like the character design is one of my favorites. I still haven't found another gacha game that I enjoy the design this much, or the art. It's just insane. And Celine delivers on that department. Y'all, the military look with the little shoulder guard, it's amazing. You already know she's gonna be insane. You already know she's gonna be crazy. You know she's gonna be badass. You already know that just because of the way she looks. And also the idle animation, oof. Y'all didn't see it because I was probably talking, you're probably not looking for it. But after her skill 1, before she takes her turn, like when it's her turn, she's like kind of chilling, and then she picks up her sword, like yawns, and she's like, oh, my turn, and then she goes, oh, it's sick. It's amazing. But let's watch it. So watch the yawn, right after the animation. Oh, that yawn, it's just so much attention to detail. I love it. I love what Epic 7 does with the characters. But all right, let's talk about skills, because some of you guys are like, okay, whatever, you know, animations, all right. But I love them, but let's get to skills. So skill 1, not a lot to talk about. Does a lot of damage if you crit. So you know, crit rate, crit damage is good on her because you can do a lot of damage skill 1. Nothing crazy. The only thing, the downside is it doesn't have any, what do you call that? It doesn't have any like utility because it's just damage. That's the word I was looking for, utility. She just literally does damage. So nothing crazy skill 1. Skill 2 is where you start getting crazy. So skill 2 is the reason people know she's going to be everywhere on arena defense. It's also probably one of the scariest part of her kit, and it has some really strong parts to it. It also has some cons, but it's pretty strong. And then the skill 3 adds to the evasion meta, but the skill 2 is what is scaring a lot of people. So let's go over the skill, and then I'll go over why it's so scary and why she's going to be almost everywhere in like Guild Wars. Probably more on arena defense than Guild Wars. Definitely arena defenses and maybe some arena offenses. So attacks and random enemy. So any enemy when an opponent uses a non-attack skill. So combat readiness boosting is pretty big. So Oxlots, who you will be hearing again. Big one, Challenger Dami. A big one you'll be hearing again. Rolo Light, Maid Chloe. That's the big ones I can think of right now. Dieni, that's another one. So Dieni. Those units that don't attack and just buff or combat readiness boost. Rose, Judith. That's just some more to give you guys an idea. Whenever they use their skill and they don't attack, she attacks a random enemy, and she ignores damage sharing effect. So that's Seaside Bellona's passive that she shares with the front line, and Aureus, which is one of the most popular knight artifacts right now, is Aureus, especially like on Craw. And like, that's the two big ones for this skill. So if they have an Aureus, it doesn't work anymore. That's completely ignored. With this skill, of course. Not with her kit, but just this skill. So why is this so insane? You might be like, okay, so she attacks a random enemy when someone uses non-combat skill. So bad guy kind of does that, and he doesn't see any defense play. So that's the part that you have to realize, it's a random enemy. It could be anyone. And in the defense video, we mentioned before that whenever you introduce RNG to your arena defense, you're making it so people won't want to attack you. And where does this come into play? So cleaving is a very popular form of arena, and in high arena, like high-end arena, legend, champion, and above, even in challenger, if you're trying to climb to challenger, a cleave is the fastest, most consistent way to climb to the top. Yes, tank teams have a higher win rate, but cleave teams are definitely the ones that people are using a lot, especially Oxlot's cleaves and Challenger Dami cleaves. So what does it mean? Oxlot's, whenever he buffs a unit, that will trigger her skill. So if it's like Oxlot's Justice, let's just use it for this example. Oxlot's Justice, that player, if they don't bring any knight or any protection, if they're just going for a full cleave where it's just full damage, has a 25% chance to lose the fight at the very beginning. Why? And that's just with her. She's applying that pressure because if they use the Oxlot's skill, push up their Judge Kise, triggering her skill, she's going to come in and he has a 25% chance to hit the Judge Kise and absolutely mark her. The reason why I say it's at least 25% if you can one-shot and they don't bring any knight is because it can go on their Challenger Dami. Because Challenger Dami with Judge Kise and Oxlot's, very, very common offense. They could go for the Challenger Dami, and then boom, your other damage dealer is not getting his combat readiness boost, and it doesn't matter if she dies to the Judge Kise because you already did 1 for 1. She already did her job on the defense. You're already at an advantageous position in the defense. So again, that's already really, really solid. The way to counter this that I know a lot of Oxlot's players are going to do is going to be Oxlot, Judge Kise, Sigrid, Yufin, whoever your cleaver is along with that. Challenger Dami, because Challenger Dami still does a ton of damage, and then a knight. Particularly FCC is probably the best knight. I think FCC is honestly kind of broken for offense and defense. I honestly think she's one of the best characters in the game because FCC can give you the barrier, and you can give her adamant shield, so you can make sure that that Celine is not able to cut your defense. So that's a counter for you guys. If you still want to do your Oxlot's cleave, you still have access to like Alphon CC. If you still have the Oxlot's cleave and you don't have Alphon CC, any knight with Bastion of Prelucia. So if you guys didn't know this, that artifact gives your highest attack unit a massive freaking barrier. You can at least protect your Judge Kise, your Yufin, your Sigrid from Celine, but you still run the risk of him attacking your Challenger Dami. So bear in warning that it is a counter, but it's not the best counter. Fallen CC is by far the best counter against her for offense. But yeah, that's just how the ball rolls. You can't use Aureus, so you can't be using Aureus against her. But she does have counters. But the thing about it is just her being there pressures your opponent to bring a knight, and you still have 3 slots in your defense. You can put Rebel Light, you can put a Crawl, you can put your own Lilia's Fallen Cecilia, so then you can die to the cleave, and you're just doing a ton of damage. And the thing about it is she's not just this second skill. This is just a skill that put her on the map. She has the damage to back it up, and she has the skill 3 to back it up. So now let's talk about the skill 3, because let's say that they're able to pull off their cleave, but they don't completely kill her or her team, but they only kill like 1 or 2, or you have a Rule of Light who revives her. What does she have to offer after she pops the skill 2? Because it's not out for 2 turns. Realistically, you probably won't see the skill again unless they aren't able to kill her right away. So skill 3, before I talk about it, the animation for the skill, y'all. Let's just watch it. We'll watch it at least 2 times, because this is just like, oof. Oof. Look at those slides. Ooh. And when she puts the sword in, oh my goodness. Yo, this animation is fire, bro. This may be an earth unit, but she is freaking fire. Look at that. Oh man, I love it. I love it. One last time, and then we'll actually talk about this skill. Sorry, I know I'm like geeking out, but I love swords. I don't know why. It's just a thing that I've always loved. And it just looks so beautiful, yo. But alright, skill 3. So let's say you did your skill 2, you know, like we already talked about a lot the skill because it's the skill that's putting her on the map for arena defense. Skill 3. This skill gives her a lot of advantage if they are not able to kill her right away, because it dispels all the debuffs. So that means that Dizzy, Seaside Bellona, if they go and they don't kill her, let's say they try to lock her out, she can dispel all the debuffs. So that's why that part's important. The next part that's important is if they do Bazaar. Let's say they try to Bazaar you, you're able to dispel the unable to be buffed, you're able to get evasion for 2 turns. And evasion is 50% chance for your opponent to miss. And if you guys know, that's like Mersa. If y'all have had Mersa, it's really hard to hit a Mersa. This is basically the same thing when she has his evasion buff up. Or like an Assassin Sid. It's really, really, really annoying to deal with the evasion buff. And the fact that she can get it guaranteed is pretty scary. So you have to find a way to take it off after she gets it. Unless you just straight up kill her. And then she just does damage and heals herself. So the heal is based on the damage though. And because she's Earth, she's going to be targeting Dizzies. She's going to be targeting Seaside Bellonas. She's going to be targeting any water unit that your opponent brings. You can use Craw to like kind of bait this skill out, which is why Craw is a really good counter to her as well. Because Craw is just able to tank her S3 and then kill her through the evasion, which is why Craw is just an amazing unit. But this skill, it does a lot. It sets her up, it basically brings her back. If you're not able to cleave her right away, and you guys know, those Crimson Armament defenses, you know there's going to be people that have her like 18k HP, and you're not going to be able to cleave her. And then if you don't cleave her, she just heals it all up, does insane damage, and gets evasion buff. And when this skill is maxed, once she puts up that evasion buff, you have to wait 2 turns before you can actually hit her properly again. And by then, she has a skill 2 back up. So if you're using Oxalots, she's gonna have it back up pretty fast. And she's able to heal, sustain herself, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So there's only 1 turn where she won't have 2 turns, the beginning and then during her mid rotation. That's pretty good. So Thunderclap is a really fitting name for this skill because you just clap in another unit and you're clapping the team if they're not able to deal with her. So that skill 3 is pretty freaking loaded, yo. Oh man, this skill is loaded. It has, her kit is loaded. It has way to deal with cleave and it has a way to do sustained damage, which is something that is amazing. So where can you use her? So she is pretty much a PvP unit. You can use her for Banshee. You know, people say you need one-shot Banshee team. No, yo, I still do Banshee the old-fashioned way with 8-minute long runs, and she'd be really good for it. I probably would trade her out for like my Villian because she's able to have so much sustain with the skill 3. She's able to remove the debuffs, and then the Banshee's gonna be missing on her because with this buff, it's 100% if it's a water unit. Water units can't touch her. It's like Violet. When you have a water unit, they can't touch her because it's a 50%, and then when they're water, that's another 50%. Water units cannot touch her. Seaside Bellona can't touch her when she has the skill up. You cannot get through the, like, it's so freaking good. But that's what she can be used in Banshee. But that's about all I can think of for PvE. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think she's that great for PvE. But for PvP, oh, she really starts shining for PvP. So for Arena, she's going to be Queen. I expect her to be in almost every single Arena defense. At least one, every time like I refresh my list in Champion, I know I will be seeing at least one of her, if not more. Because she is so good at dealing with Oxalots cleaves. She applies so much pressure against Oxalots cleaves. And once ML Violet comes out, her and ML Violet are gonna be like husband and wife, because it's just gonna be so hard to deal with both of them that you're gonna have to build different teams to deal with them. You can't rely on your typical Judge Kisei, Oxalots, cleave, because him and ML Violet are going to make you have a bad day. The other thing for Arena offense, I saw Tenna do a video and I recommend you watch it if you want to see what she does. She seems like she's just pretty good on Arena offense, so you know there's cases that I probably will be bringing her. I think I'm probably gonna start bringing her against like the Seaside Bellona matchup, because as we mentioned, once you use the skill 3, Seaside can't touch you for 2 turns. And you're able to do pretty high damage because you're an Earth unit. So that part's really nice. Also against Dizzies, just pretty nice. Like I actually would see myself using her in Arena offense. Guild Wars, oh man, Guild Wars, it's all about 1-for-1s. And she is amazing. Kind of like Violet, how Violet is really good for Guild Wars and Charles. She's Earth, she's able to do a lot of sustain, she's hard to deal with. They're gonna have to waste a lot of resources trying to kill her early, and if they don't, she's able to come back with this skill. So really good for Guild Wars. And then for RTA, it's all you can want in an RTA unit. Bruisers are the meta, and the fact that she's able to do high single target damage, punish Diani, because Diani is pretty big. And if she's fast enough that she can lap Diani, you can punish every time they do a barrier, you're punishing that Diani with a blink skill. So you're seeing this skill a lot against Dianis. So that part's really nice to deal with Dianis and ML Chloe. So she's really good in RTA. And then the fact that she has self-sustain and ways to put up evasion buff, really solid for RTA. So should you pull for her? So we're gonna start moving to the summons because I don't want this video to go over 25 minutes. Oh yeah, the artifact. before the Shuji pull, the artifact is really good for her. And that's about it. I don't see another knight using, or another, whoa, I've never seen an artifact. What? Oh, I forgot I did pull it. Secret Artstorm. So this is like an amazing artifact on her because as we mentioned, you want to kill the cleaver of the team you're going against and people are going to be bringing Fallen Cecilias. And if you're able to still kill through the barrier because you have an attack buff, that is just like, you're going to be getting so many freaking arena defense wins, but of people just messing up against your Celine because they don't know how strong she is. The only problem with this artifact is you have to wail for it. Because if it's not at 100%, as we mentioned, if it's not 100, it might as well just be 50%. Because it's not going to proc when you need it to proc. There's so many times where Alexa's basket really lets me down. And the fact that it can be up to 100, you either have it at 100 or you should just use Moonlight Dreamblade on her. Because her with Moonlight Dreamblade can still get you more wins than this artifact being at the 75% chance, which is where it is if you just get it and max it out with no other copies. So again, really good artifact for her, but you kind of have to max it out. So should you pull? Should you put for Celine? So everyone's concern right now is, yo, Seaside Bologna is right around the corner. So I've started seeing Epic 7 promote the summer lineup in YouTube and Instagram and a lot of different places. So Seaside getting a rerun is very likely, if not already confirmed. So she will be coming, Seaside, and you have to be ready for her. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Seaside, you have to get her. Seaside is good for PvE, Seaside is good for PvP, but as you guys know, it takes 120 to be able to get Seaside. So if you have the resources and you can pity for more than one unit, and you're interested in Arena, that's the big thing. That's why I had to remake this whole video. This is actually my second time making this video because I realized it's like, there's people that don't care about Arena, but if you're interested in high Arena and trying to go higher and improving your defenses, Celine is going to be a pretty big key to help you out to get that. If you're an early game player, you can use her, but you won't see the benefit out of her right away, because she's going to be an extremely hard unit to build and requires a lot of Molagora because you need to max her skills out. You need her to do the damage that she needs to do. If she has no Molagora, she's not going to be doing the damage she needs to do. So she's going to be a high investment unit that for the return early game, you're not going to be getting that return. Late game, like for me, who is champion or someone who's high challenger or trying to climb to champion / legend, she's really freaking good. she's probably going to be helping a lot for defenses. People are going to find counters to her, but the fact that one unit can force your opponent to such a situation just really makes her worth pulling for. So again, to kind of summarize it, should you pull? A, if you have the resources, for sure, she's a really solid unit. Again, you need to know that Seaside will be coming in a month. So in a month, if you can get enough summons for Seaside, or you're willing to whale for both of them, you know, that's completely fine. I consider having enough resources. If you don't have enough resources, then, and you don't have Seaside, because there's people that have resources and have Seaside like myself, which is why I'm summoning for her, because I already have Seaside. I don't have to have another Seaside. So I'm just going to summon for her because I know she's going to be good. But if you don't have Seaside, you kind of need to try to get Seaside. And you should be able to, you should try to pick. Oh, shoot! Go! I was over here talking with Shipo. Yes! We didn't have to go to pity. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, back on track. Just to summarize, should you pull for her? If you are a late game player like myself, she is going to be amazing. You will be using her if you're a late game player. If you're an early game player, you will be using her in the future, but you're not going to be seeing benefits right away for her. Seaside Bologna comes out in a month, so think about how many resources you get in about a month. Try to do the math for it. Try to see if you want to pull for her. Very arena-centered unit and very niche. You can still climb arena without her, but she's going to be a very good tool, very fun toy for late game players. But for mid game, early game players who don't have the resources and don't have Seaside, she's not limited, so you will eventually one day potentially be able to pull for her. So I highly recommend that you have enough for Seaside. Just oh my god, please be the artifact. I want to have the artifact maxed out. I know, I sound like a whale, y'all. No! It's the worst artifact in the game! Wow, the summoning session went so much better than yesterday. But again, I got sidetracked. So yes, I'm going to still summon the rest of the summons I have for her, because I do want her artifact. And if we put more copies of her, that'd be great too, you know. Smiley, you know what I'm saying? But definitely an endgame toy. If you're early mid game, you won't see use for her. You probably will be like, she's kind of like whatever, because you're not gonna have the gear for her to actually make her work. So very late game unit, very fun unit. If you like her, because she looks cool, then you know that's what Epic 7's all about. You'll definitely be able to use her in the future. She counters a lot of units, and that are meta right now. So especially like I know a lot of people still struggle against Fallen Litica Sedum comps, and she's actually a pretty good contender for that. So it looks like we used up all our luck with those 2 summons, even though we got the stupid... I don't understand why Epic 7 still does that, y'all. Like, Smilegate, you know, they do some things that I'm like, Smilegate is so kind and so great, and then they do some things that I'm like, oh my god, we got 2? Oh my goodness! Oh my... Y'all, cut the video. We're done. Oh my... I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Yo! That is amazing! I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped to build her. But yeah, again, I feel like I keep getting distracted. But and the Smilegate thing that I wanted to say is that you're not guaranteed the artifact, which really sucks. Like, I wish that was the artifact. I almost feel like I might keep pulling for her. I might not, because I still want some copies of Seaside. Potentially in the future, I want to be able to get this artifact, which I still don't have the artifact. Because the thing with the artifact is not guaranteed. Like Celine, you know, worst case scenario, I'm getting her after 120 summons. But you're not getting the artifact, which sucks. It really does suck, especially with like limited artifacts, like with Seaside Bellona. I pulled 2 Seaside Bellonas. I pitied the first one, got the second one in like 40 summons, never got the artifact. And there's a lot of players like me who are in that scenario. And then they do throw stuff like that with like the doctor's bag. Like, why? Why can't I get the artifact with the banner? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would I not want the artifact that I'm pulling for? It just doesn't make sense to me why they took off the hero. Like, you can pull other 5-star heroes. That was annoying. Like, that was really annoying, y'all. Like, I would be getting... I remember the first time I pulled for the Karo banner, I didn't get it. And then I got, like, the Stina. And I was like, okay, I was hoping for Charon. And then they got rid of that. And then the artifacts are like, oh, yeah, you want this artifact? Nah, let's give you the doctor's bag. But, yeah, so... I feel like I went off on a massive tangent right at the end there. That was amazing. I'm really happy with the summoning session. I'm definitely going to be building her. But should you pull for her late game? If you're focusing on Arena, yes, amazing unit. You probably need her, especially if you already have Seaside. You don't have to save for her, like myself. Like, I'm still saving a little bit because I want her artifact. But I don't want to like just have to wail out for her. And hopefully I'll draw the artifact. But for her... you can use her with Moonlight Dreamblade, so you don't have to have the artifact max to be able to use her. I'm probably going to be using her on Moonlight Dreamblade. And early game, mid game, you will not see use out of her. So if you don't have Seaside, I still recommend you save for Seaside. So that's all I wanted to say. I know that was confusing. And I know that ending probably is going to be, someone's going to say something that I messed up. But that's fine. If you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe one more time. But yeah, thank you so much. That is all I got for you guys today. I will see y'all next time. Peace.